Hey guys, what's up? I'm back. Oh damn, I just hit my table. I you. This is my first time recording. I'm lying from the damn beginning. This is my second time recording in the past 30 minutes because I made a episode before this, and basically I talked about a lot of stuff, a lot of did basically an update video. So I'm gonna do the same thing in this video, but I was doing something while I did that, and I made a giant ass farm. That's basically what I did on that lost episode. That's pretty much all I did, actually. I made a huge ass farm, got a bunch of seeds and stuff. Now I have food, and I don't really have to worry about food anymore. So that's good. It's really good, actually. So now all we have to do is talk about the stuff that happened last episode, which I won't bring as much up again because it did kind of go a little bit personal. I don't really feel like I want to anymore. If you're watching this, you probably know me. You probably know me. So I gotta find something else to do. Let's find something else to do before I do that. I'll adventure. What about that? I won't mine. I don't feel like caving. I mean, it's not really fun. I'm just gonna venture out. I've got a stack of bread. Heal my Pokemon, which will die within the next 30 minutes, or leave like 5 minutes. Oh, go on. Let's go. Uh, let's go this way. So, if you're watching this, then you probably know my YouTube channel, Mr. Skill Tyler. I think that's what it's called. I'm not 100%. My Minecraft name is Exori Death. It's I don't feel like changing it. Mostly because I don't. Most people, if you know me by Exor Death more than likely. So my Minecraft name is Exor Death. Everything else except for like my YouTube channel is Cessida, which basically means as a group of jellyfish is called a cestida. It may not be pronounced cestida, but that's what I call it. So that's pretty much where I got that name from. Exori Death is a spin-off a name of some guy I knew a long, long time ago, like when I was like 13 years old. His name was Exori Vis, like VIS. And I was like, oh, so I'm not gonna steal his name, but I really like the Exori part, so I just added Death at the end, and I just kind of stuck with me. God damn it, Charizard. Uh, I am 19 years old. I may have said I was 20 when I first started this. I just inherently lied for some reason. It was weird. I didn't really feel like fixing it either. So I'm 19 years old. I am from Georgia. I'm very southern. Well, I'm from the south. I wouldn't consider myself southern though because I don't have the accent as bad as most people do, which is great. I I've been living here my entire life other than like a year ago that I lived in Florida. I have had a rough life. Not It's not perfect, but whose is? It's not. I mean, mine's not as bad as other people's, but there's some people I have worse life than. I guess I was raised in lower high class, or lower mid class. I guess in that area, and see, just my background kind of. Uh, I'm in college. That's cool, right? Most people, I guess that's why I say I'm like middle class basically because I did go to college. It was not a community college either. Funny enough, it's it's Full Sail University, which a lot of people get ads in the mail and shit. That's how I first found out about it. Like I got like 2 years before I was even out of high school that I got an ad saying, "Hey, come to Full Sail University and do whatever the fuck you want to do." So I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool," but I hadn't really decided what I wanted to do in life yet. So when I was 14 years old, I got my first guitar, and it's a shitty. I still have it today. It's a shitty Epiphone Junior model. It's about as shitty as you can get. I think I got it for like $40, and I got a pretty good amp. It's I gotta turn around to look at it. So I got that too. Oh wait, no, it's right in front of me. Look at that. It's a Marshall MG15 CD. I don't know what CD is. It's kind of small, but for what I was using it for, it was great. And I've been playing. So I've been playing for about 5 years. I oh damn it! I don't know why I pressed shift. Uh, so I've been playing guitar about 5 years, a lot longer than most people I know. But I have three guitars. I still have my shitty little black Epiphone Junior model. It's not even a brand. It's got a body of a Les Paul. So that's good, I guess. It's a shitty guitar basically. I still use it sometimes because I'll need like more audio tracks put in, and I just like using that guitar because it was my first one. And now a couple of years ago I bought my first second, does that make sense, my second guitar I've ever owned, which is a, oh, I gotta read the sticker, it's a RW Jameson acoustic electric. It's like $100 and I got it off of Amazon. That's pretty much what I've been using to do pretty much everything recently, unless I'm playing some like death metal song or something. Anything I do though, I play acoustic guitar though. Can't sing. If you watched my two songs, you know that I can't sing. I can do death metal, which is nothing to really brag about because most people aren't impressed. Like, oh yeah, I'm in a death metal band. No one really gives a shit, to be honest. Unless you're surrounded by people like that all the time. They're like, oh yeah, I like metalcore, Day to Remember. No. I can't do clean vocals worth of shit. Alright. So this is pretty much, I think I've had a pretty okay life. When I was younger, I kind of got sick of everything. Like, you know, every teenager goes through like a phase of, oh, I don't trust you, or I don't like you, I don't want to be near you, I hate my life, you're not my real parents, or something like that. I like to think that every teenager goes through that phase. I mean, it'd be cool if teenagers didn't have to go through it because it's shitty. But I think I did something completely different. I like to think I did something like revolutionary. No, not really. When I was around 16 years old, I was living with my parents in a little city called Locust Grove, Georgia, which is not really litty. Litty? What? It's not really little, but considered to other places I've been, it's little. It's about the size of let's see. So we had like when I lived there, it was a Kangaroo gas station, an Ingles, and that's all I can remember. So that's pretty much all that was there like a couple years ago. Now they have like a Walmart and shit. They think they're all high class. They got a Publix and a Walmart and Zaxby's and shit like that. So they think they're high class now. But I went through this phase where I decided I wasn't gonna, like, when teenagers go through that phase, they're usually like either like giant assholes to everyone and just kind of smart mouth to everyone, which I guess I did that, but or they commit suicide, which is sad, but it does happen. We have to acknowledge that. So I did something a little different. I completely shut myself off from the world, not as in well, I guess that is true, but I kind of shut myself off from the world as in I would come home, I would get up, I would come home from school. That's like around 3, 4, 5, around that time. Come home from school. In high school and middle school, I did this, and come home. It was making me sad just thinking about it. And my mom works for the government, and she's worked for the government before I was born, and she's still working now. So she would get home around 6 to 7 o'clock. So I would stay awake, and no one was home. I have a twin sister, and I guess she was home, but she did her own thing. She didn't really care. She hung out with her friends. And I had a brother, but he was in elementary. He's 6 years younger than me. Whatever. So I had a younger brother too. So I would hang out with my little brother because my sister did her own thing, and I would hang out with him for like an hour or two. And then before my mom would get home around 6 o'clock, I would go to sleep. this is how much I hated my life, but unlike most people, I actually did something about it. I refused to hang out with people, really, other than going to school because you kind of forced to. But it's kind of depressing. So I would go to sleep around 6 p.m. before my mom got home, and then I would wake up like 2 a.m. And from 2 a.m. I'd do whatever I need to do. I'd do homework. I'd watch TV. I mean, I failed class and shit all the damn time. So so I get my electronics taken away. I get grounded. But 2 a.m. no one's awake to tell you not to do stuff. And like I found out how to lockpick at a really young age. My cousin gave me a lockpick set, which was like just a standard pick, and then you got like a pagoda or so, I can't remember what it's called, Bagusa. I haven't used the lockpick set in a long time. I did recently buy a new lockpick set, even though I'd never really do stuff where I'd need to pick locks. It's just a hobby. So just finding something to do. That's kind of why I'm doing these YouTube videos, just finding something to do. Maybe it'll be fun. I'm enjoying it so far. I've been having a lot of technical problems. I haven't found anything yet. I'm not really looking. I'm just kind of flying around. So it was fun life. So I would break into my mom's room with my lockpick set, and I would, because they had like a real lock on their door and shit. So I would break into my mom's room and just get my electronics when they were sleeping, and then she'd get up at like 7 a.m., 6 a.m., and before then I would just put all my electronics back in there and then go in my room for like an hour until she went to work. It's pretty much how I lived my entire life from like 14 years old to 17 years old. It's like I didn't talk to people at school. I did what I needed to do to get the day over with and got the fuck out. And life is depressing that way. I did make a couple of friends, people that really didn't want to do anything ever, but most of them were like potheads and shit, so that's a little weird. I mean, I'm a sensible person about drugs and shit. I mean, I'm not an idiot. I'm not saying that. It's a weird philosophy with me. I don't know. I don't talk a lot about philosophy because I don't get really emotional and deep into shit. I wish I did. That'd be pretty fucking cool. But I don't really. What the fuck? Oh, it's the boat. It's the boat from the beginning. Okay, turn. So that's what I did. So I'm 17. And 17 years old, I'm missing a big part of the story. I just realized. Around 15 years, I did have one friend. He lived down the road from me. And we rode the bus together, and I hung out with him. And we didn't really become good friends until I was 17 years old, or around that age. So I met him. His name is Bailey Perkins. You can check him out at BP Studios or something like that on YouTube. He also went to Full Sail with me, so I'll get that part of the story. So what happened was he was just my friend. We hung out. We were really good friends. At 17 years old, I realized I don't want to do this anymore. I want to hang out with people. I want to do stuff. So I would go to his house. He's literally like 5-minute walk away up the road. So I would walk to his house, and his mom really liked me because I'm really humorous. You probably can't tell, but I'm very humorous, like the bone. But I spent a lot of my time as kind of like a defense mechanism. I just kind of like you hear people like just joke about themselves or whatever, but I got really good at it. Apparently, people tell me. So I make a lot of jokes. I don't take things very seriously most of the time. People don't take me seriously, which is even more depressing. But so I went to his house, and I would stay at his house, even though my mom was literally down the road. I would literally stay at his house for weeks. I would just bring clothes over. You know, like I think the longest I stayed at his house about is a month and a half without talking to my mom and my stepdad, which he came in around when I was 18. So I got 18 years old. I failed out of high school because I didn't give a shit. I got my GED within like a week later, which is so easy, but you can't just get that damn diploma because there's a lot of opportunities that just fucking turn you down now. But so I got my GED. I was like, okay, what am I gonna do with my life? I hung out with my friend Bailey a lot, and I was like, okay, so I started playing Guitar Hero. It took up a lot of my damn time. I got pretty good at it too. I got to where I could play any song you could imagine on Expert, and then that really took up all my time. And then I did that for like a couple weeks. Like, it literally took me that long to master the game because I was so bored. Like, every waking hour I was playing that game. And so, and from there I got a job and all kind of stuff. And then my friend's mom, Bailey, she's like, Tyler, you can't live here anymore. You have to either go back home or whatever. But she felt really bad. She really wanted me to help me and everything. So I moved from basically their house since I wasn't living with my mom anymore. I basically moved from their house to 2 hours away, which my grandma lived. When my grandma lives with my aunt, her sister, her daughter. So I lived with them. They lived in Gainesville, Georgia, which is like an hour above Atlanta. And I lived with them for about 6 months, and within those 6 months, I worked in a hotel called the Chateau Alon, which, if you do know, I think it's a 4 or 5 star hotel that it's kind of popular for their winery and shit. I worked in fucking laundry. It's the worst fucking job I've ever had. It's literally you wear dress shoes, dress pants, dress shirt, and then sit in a fucking sweat lodge and fold. Unload dirty clothes and dirty towels and dirty shit from the truck. From the truck, move them into the washer. Or you gotta move them onto a weight. What is it called? A weigher, I guess. And weigh up to like 150 pounds in each car. And then from there, I gotta move it into the washing machine. And from the washing machine, you gotta wash them. You gotta put them in the dryer, and then from the dryer, you have to move them to the table, and from the table, you had to fold them. Every single fucking thing had to be folded in a certain way. Oh my god! Like, understand, if it was just that, I would be perfectly fine. Like, if I could wear regular shoes, not a button-up shirt, because it's fucking hot in there all the time, and the buttons like stick to you and shit. I don't know why. They're like made of plastic. So, but then you have to always look nice because it's a fancy hotel. I think, like, they always talk about Whitney Houston stayed here for like months on end. She stayed here. This is #1 for Chateau Alon and whatever. I was like, whatever. Whitney Houston. Let's not talk about that. She was a cracko. No one gives a shit about Whitney Houston. I mean, she was a good singer. She had her time. She's crazy. I don't even know if she's dead. She's probably dead. But insensitive. I've just been flying around with the same Charizard in a circle, haven't I? I just realized that. 17 minutes in, and I've been doing nothing this entire time. So it's pretty much, I can't remember. So I worked at the Chateau Lawn for like 2 months, maybe like a month. Got enough money where I can say, okay, I can start on my own. I don't need other people, which is bullshit because I had like $1,500. I was like, I just want out. I just want out. So I moved to Florida with my friend Bailey Perkins, and I don't think his last name really matters. Bailey. I live with Bailey. We went to college in Winter Park, Florida, Full Sail University. I don't remember if I talked about this part yet, but I was getting my bachelor's in music production, and if you don't know what that means, is basically I was planning to be a producer, like Jay-Z, which everyone in that fucking school talked about. I'll be a producer. Well, everyone there, this not trying to be offensive, but everyone there that was there to be a producer was either black or Mexican. Everyone, all the other races were in something else. I don't know why, but that's just how it was. I think it was like, other than me, there were like 2 other white people in my class, in my music production classes, like music theory and stuff. Everyone, all the other races were in show production, film, or there's one other one I can't fucking remember. It's like technician stuff, sound engineers. So I had like a bunch of people, black people in my class say the same thing over and over and over again. I'm gonna be like Jay-Z. I'm a rapper. Like, I'm doing an accent and everything, but that's basically how they sounded. And why'd I come here? Oh, bread. La, 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 la. So everyone there's like, I'm gonna be big. I'm gonna be a big star. And so basically how they set up the classes at Full Sail is to set you up to where you take your core classes first, and then you move into your actual setup where you're actually going into your program. So your first core classes is like psychology, it was a psychology of play, uh, digital literacy. Oh, I can't even remember anymore. It was English, digital literacy, which is different from English. Is basically teaching you how to be an adult on the internet. Digital English, which is basically all online, which is fucking annoying as hell. All you do is write an ALA, I think it's AMA, some kind of format, which was different from MLA, which I knew. So, so that was bullshit. And then from after that, you have to take it matters what if you're in there for show production, film, or audio. And then you go into more specific stuff like sound sound and audio experience class 101 or something like that. Something stupid. You really don't need, and most of the teachers are going to teach anyway. So, no offense. I mean, there's some really cool teachers there, but they aren't all there. Let's be honest. I mean, no teacher at every school is going to be all there. I mean, they're there to they're there to probably teach. They're there to teach. But some are there because maybe they don't have time to do other stuff. I don't know, maybe they want to teach youth America. I don't really give a shit. So let's get past that. So everyone's there is like, I'm be a producer. So the classes are set up so if you can't handle the core classes, you basically get kicked out of the whole school. So by the time I got to my 5th month, where there's more directed stuff, I went from 80 people in my class to about 20. So there's just everyone either get kicked out or they leave because it's too hard. I mean, it was 8-hour classes every day. So I think you got like 2 days off every week. If you're lucky, you get Sunday off, and then some other random day if you don't have class. Most of the time, you have class every day for 8 hours, 4-hour lecture, then 4-hour lab. So, but you finish the classes really like you don't have to be in there for 4 years. You can be there for 2 years. So there's an accelerated program. So that's how it worked. So you go from like 100 people in a class to you go about 20, and then by the end of the year, there's usually about 5 in every class, like 5 people. That's just, and like I was wondering, I was like, how do y'all like set up your classrooms then? Because all the core classes have like hundreds of chairs in there, and you're like, oh, that's really cool. That's you got a lot of people, and then you go to like more specific stuff where you go like music theory, whatever for like seniors, not really seniors, but like there are people there for about 22 months. You got music theory for 22-monthers or whatever you want to call them, and there's 4 chairs, and there's a double wide TV screen or whatever you want to call it, and there's a teacher's chair, and that's pretty much the classroom. And you're like, whoa, what the hell? Like, yeah, a lot of people quit or get kicked out. Okay. So that was my Full Sail experience. Something happened where I wasn't able to pay for the bills anymore. I should have suspected 8 hours of class. I was never going to get a job. Pretty much have to have money while you go, or someone support you. So from there, I moved back into my family's home. They moved to where my grandmother lived, basically like next door. So I live in Gainesville again, in Georgia. It sucks. Most people you hear people talk when they're young, like, oh, I want to move out of my house. I don't want to live with my parents. I want to live on my own. That's cool. It's really, most people need to do that to realize that it's really fucking hard to live out there if you have to learn how to work hard before you can work easy. It's a shit quote. It's a shitty quote. I don't even know where I just said that. I don't know why I said that. Okay, most people want it easy, and you're not going to go to college and then come out of college and be like, oh, where's my job? It's not that easy. I mean, I was fucking trying to get a job the whole time. I was working as an intern for like some fucking record company, and that didn't really work out. So I'm back in Gainesville, living with my parents. Well, my mom and my stepdad. It's okay. My brother lives here. He's 14 or 15. That's annoying to deal with. And my sister moved. If you're not good with locations, just try to figure this out. I am 19 years old. I have my sister. She's my twin. She moved about, I don't know, really fucking far away. She moved from Georgia, United States, to Australia. and that's where she lives now. Isn't that fucking amazing? I'm gonna move, and she moved. 19 years old, live in Australia, whatever. She wanted me to visit. She told me it gets to like 100 during the day. I'm like, fuck that. I'm moving to Canada where it's cold. I don't want to move to Alaska. That's too fucking cold. I want to move to Canada where you get cold and warm sometimes. So, that's my story. I didn't really get to the ending of that. The ending for the whole college story, if you can move out of your parents' house, make sure you're ready. Because the worst thing you could ever do is move back in. Because there's nothing like having a responsibility and that power and then just taking it away within a couple of months. It's one of the worst feelings ever, and it fucking sucks. I know it fucking sucks. So that's the moral of the story. It's kind of just sucks, you know. Well, thanks for watching. This video was a little personal. I won't do this very often. I don't know what I would tell next time. I can tell another story from my life. I mean, I have a couple. So, see you next time. Goodbye.